Well, look, let's crack on with the developing situation this morning, should we? Because a 4-day ceasefire between Israel and Hamas was meant to begin 5 o'clock this morning UK time, with hostages expected to be released throughout the day. But as it currently stands, the Israeli Defence Force is warning of possible rocket attacks despite that truce.
And of course, this all comes as the Foreign Secretary, Lord David Cameron, is expected to meet with Palestinian leaders today in order to commit an additional further £30 million in aid for people in Gaza.
Well, of course, that's an important move, isn't it? And the former Prime Minister is urging all parties to continue to work towards the release of every hostage after holding talks with Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday and President Herzog as he visited Israel yesterday. But today, as we say, he's going to be talking to Palestinian leaders. Let's talk to our political correspondent, Katherine Forster, who joins us now from Westminster. And this is obviously an important move for the new Foreign Secretary. But at a time when the ceasefire itself, it's meant to be underway, we don't yet know if it's holding.
No, we don't. We know that fighting was continuing up to about 15 minutes before it was due to start at 7 a.m. local time. That was 5 a.m. British time. But the hope is for a 4-day pause in the fighting. And during that time, the plan is for 50 of the Israeli hostages that were taken on October the 7th, there's about 240 altogether, to be released, and in exchange, about 150 Palestinian prisoners to be released. Now, we're expecting, all going well, that the first 13 hostages, women and children, will be released about 4 o'clock at this afternoon. That's straight into this huge job. Sorry, Stephen, you're trying to say something.
No, it's all right. It's only because we lost your mic temporarily, Katherine. I was just saying these live pictures that we can see now, where there just still seem to be sort of smoke erupting. So, I mean, it would seem if a ceasefire is currently underway, they've taken it right to the wire.
Yes, certainly it looks like it. And of course, the difficulty of getting any pause in the fighting has been considerable because Israel understandably worries that will enable Hamas to regroup. But of course, there's a desperate need, isn't there, to get humanitarian aid into Gaza. 2.3 million people live there. It's incredibly densely populated. Half the population is 18 or under. So Lord David Cameron announcing today £30 million in additional British aid to Gaza. A flight landed in Egypt that had 23 tons of aid, including 4,500 blankets, 4,500 sleeping mats. And yesterday, David Cameron was in Israel, stressing the need for the hostages to be released. Today, he's in the occupied Palestinian territories and is saying that it's vital to protect civilians from harm. And we are urgently looking at all avenues to get aid into Gaza, including land, maritime and air routes. So the hope is that if this truce holds for 4 days or even part of it, that they can really ramp up the aid getting to people in Gaza, because goodness, we do know that it's desperately needed.
How important is it that David Cameron is there? I know he was looking around the kibbutz area yesterday, wasn't he? The one that was particularly attacked on October the 7th. And he said he saw and heard of things that he can never, ever wipe from his memory now. But he is there. He is announcing this £30 million aid package. And it's the day of, hopefully, a ceasefire. Is all that bundled together quite important?
Yes, I think it is significant. And really, this is why Rishi Sunak took that decision that took everybody by surprise just over a week and a half ago to put Lord Cameron, as he is now, into the role of Foreign Secretary, because these are not normal times. We have the war in Ukraine that's getting less attention, but still obviously hugely important, and this desperate situation in the Middle East. So the fact that Lord Cameron, obviously having been Prime Minister for 6 years, very experienced in world affairs, knows world leaders, knows how all of this goes, I think it is significant. Though, of course, let's be realistic. We are nowhere near as important as America, who does really lead the way with these things. But certainly, I think Britain does have an important part to play.